Did you get to see the Jaguar Wright Piers Morgan interview?
I did. Both versions.
What did you think?
When I first saw it, I was so happy for her and I was blown away. And I was so happy that she crossed over to mainstream. And I really looked at Pierce like, okay, this is changing. You know, we've now hit mainstream. But then to see that he censored his uncensored show was really, really disappointing. And he did it based on the lawyer of Jay-Z and Beyonce. Their words, like no proof, just their words that this is not true. Jay-Z and Beyonce have never, participated in anything like this. Jaguar Wright is not telling the truth. And Piers Morgan took that as face value and as evidence and decided to censor his interview, which he says is uncensored, was so disappointing. Like he's going off the word of Jay-Z, a man that is business partners with Diddy, with R. Kelly, and with Harvey Weinstein. He's going to go off the word of that man who has made his life and career off promoting explicit and violent and vulgar rap music. They're going off the word. He's going off the word of them, just words, not any kind of investigating. I was so disappointed because he could have taken a stand there and said, we're not censoring this interview and prove it to us that you aren't this way. And I feel like a ball was dropped, and to see it censored was really shocking, And that's one thing that I'll say here is I've been watching Akademiks stream Jaguar Wright's interviews and add in his commentary that he tries to be objective on. Seems like he's being objective, but in my opinion, it seems like he's come to the conclusion that she is indeed, false, right? And that's also very disappointing. And he's just going off his own opinion and feeling, not talking to her, not being in the same room with her, not, really like exploring it. And that's one thing that, that I would like to say to Akademiks is, bro, you can contact Drake and you can contact Future the Prince and you can see when they last did a deal with me, because Akademiks has got such a good relationship with Drake. He's an advocate for Drake. He speaks out for Drake. He's almost a publicist for Drake at this point. And Future the Prince. He knows both of them. He has direct contact and communication with them. I want Akademiks to ask them if they know who I am and when is the last time that they have done business with me. And that is this year of 2024, right? Not 2023 or 2022. 2024 is the last time that Drake and Future the Prince have paid me to do a deal with them. So if I can touch the levels of Drake, and I should add a pause and a no Diddy to that. If I can touch that level, who is the biggest artist in the game, right? Until Kendrick basically broke him down, if I can go that high, then everybody else is also within reach. So like I would like to challenge Akademiks to, see if I'm telling the truth. And he can do that by simply contacting Drake and contacting Future the Prince and see my relationship with them and that how I've worked with them, and then start there and then go back. So when I'm saying Jay-Z's a cuckold, it's because I know that Jay-Z's a cuckold. If I'm saying that like facts, like almost to a situation where my roommate was being groomed and being vetted out and being followed to see if he would, if they expressed they were attracted to him, right? They expressed that they were interested in him. and they vetted him out. They were watching him, and he kept telling me, and I was like, no, bro, you're bugging, you're tripping. It's not even like that. Well, it was like that because they want to keep that secret. And that's just one of the things. And like what I've seen from Rock Nation and what I've seen from Tidal, like this isn't misinformation, that we are spreading. It's based on fact. And someone like Akademiks, who likes to speak down on those things, can simply text Drake and can simply text Rock Nation and can get the truth that, yes, I was involved. And once, up until this year, not last year, not 10 years ago, not 20 years ago. And this is one thing that I'll say about Jaguar Wright is a lot of people are saying, well, Jaguar Wright's last project that she did with Jay-Z was in 2021 for Unplugged, right? And
2001.
2001. Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
And she hasn't been around. Okay, but this is what I know. It's like, since I've done your show, and then from doing real life, from doing their podcast, and from doing other interviews, the people that have come to me, the victims that have come to me and sent me information and sent me screenshots and sent me, their stories, that they just want to speak to somebody because nobody believes them. If I've gotten that in 2 months since I started speaking out, imagine what Jaguar Wright, who's got a way bigger reach and has got a way bigger base, imagine what she has received from people and victims. And I'll talk to these people, and I know that she does too. And Jaguar and I haven't even spoke about this, what I'm saying right now. But if I'm getting this information from survivors and from victims and people who don't want it to be known that they've taken part in these things because they have families, right? They have careers, they have other things in their lives. They don't want people to know. They just want to express that because they've seen me speaking on like your platform and other platforms. So they'll speak to me. So I've been like, it's been so crazy the amount of people that have reached out to me. So I know that Jaguar is through the roof. So Jaguar is up to date and current and dealing with so many people, way more than I am. And it's very, very, very real and very sad that the stories that I've heard and the experiences. Now, some of it, when I like, go through the process and be like, is this real? Is this true? Is this not? But it's overwhelming, the amount of information that I've got. And the people who are related, who keep telling me to, speak out. It's absolutely crazy. So I hate it when people say that she is not informed and she's just making up all this stuff, because I know that she is very informed.
Piers Morgan, he's controlled media, in my opinion. And I only think he invited Jaguar on there so she can pile up on Diddy, because my theory is right now, they made Diddy the enemy for the entire industry. So they're trying to pin everything on just Diddy. That's how they're washing their hands out of it. They're like, hey, Diddy did it all. Diddy is the monster. We don't do that stuff. It's only Diddy that does that. You understand what I'm saying?
Correct.
So it's like they're sacrificing Diddy because he's the one that's already in trouble with the higher ups from his deal with the IGO. I think that's the brand code.
Right.
But with Akademiks, he's also controlled media as independent as he wants to appear. He's signed to Elliot Grange, which is the son of Lucy and Grange. He signed directly to Strange Music. That's why Akademiks promotes Ice Spice, and he was a crucial part in 6ix9ine's career. So Akademiks is not independent media. Akademiks is bought by the major labels. He's going to protect the major labels. And Jay-Z is one of those big executives that he doesn't want problems with. He knows what Jaguar Wright is saying is the truth. He knows it. He's just going to do his job, which is like what you did at one point as a publicist, is to protect these artists and build them up. He's not trying to build them down. The only time he went against Diddy was when Diddy was having issues, or not Diddy, when he was having issues with Young Miami and the other artist, I forgot his name. So Akademiks started going at Diddy, but I'm pretty sure he got a call about that. And you can see him, he's been trying to discredit just about every case that comes up with anything that has to do with Diddy or Jay-Z. And specifically Jay-Z, he's going to protect Jay-Z. He's going to protect Drake. But we know why he does that. The only reason he's doing that is because he's paid by Elliot Grange and Lucy and Grange. Lucy and Grange owns UMG. UMG, Universal Music Group, is the biggest label and houses, if I'm not mistaken, it also houses Def Jam. correct?
Correct.
And Rock Nation.
Correct.
So if Rock Nation and Def Jam both fall under the same label that Akademiks is, technically he signed to his son's label, but it's his son's, it's Lucy and Grange's son. So he still has, some authority there. I can see why Akademiks wouldn't be open to even take her seriously.
Right. Well, that's why I challenge him, because, I'm riding with her. And I know what she says. I know what she says is the truth, is to challenge Akademiks to simply make the call or make the text to Drake and Future the Prince about me and Rock Nation. And then it can never be disputed. And I wonder if Akademiks would say that. Okay, well, I spoke to Drake, I spoke to Future, and yes, he has been involved with Drake's camp now for 7 years. And yes, they just did a deal earlier this year where they paid me. So I would like to see that happen, because it needs to happen, because Jaguar Wright needs some, she needs some respect on her name at this point, because she's out there fighting the good fight.
It wasn't just even Akademiks too. It was Teray. It was also DjVlad. It was like they were attacking her credibility. It's like they came out like they were sick in the dogs. Like get them. They don't want no one talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Did you hear what Vlad said?
I did.
What'd you think about that?
I thought it was disgusting, because Vlad would love to have her on his YouTube channel, because he would get the most views that he's received in a long time. And that's what Vlad is about those views. And he is, I said this before on this thing that I went viral on TikTok the other day, is Vlad, me being a white person, he's the reason why we're called culture vultures. And he likes to go at, it seems like over the last 2 months, he's had issues with 2 different women of color. So I think that really needs to be looked at. I can't stand DjVlad, to be honest, and his whole program. Like I can't stand the guy. Once again, I've dealt with him, dealing with Slaughterhouse and Crooked Eye direct, and he's just he's a culture vulture in every sense of the word.
I recently just spoke about him, and I was doing a video on Jaguar Wright, and I put it in there, the fact that DjVlad admitted he was a Freemason, open as day.
Yeah.
He, on one of his episodes, he said he joined the Freemasons and that he never followed up, but we all know he said, I don't even think I should be talking about this right now. So it's, these are the people that they're sending to quiet her up. They have credibility because they have these large platforms. So you have Teray. I know he's a journalist, but I don't think he has anything really going on today. But I know back in the 2000s and stuff like that, he was more popular. But they have him come out. They have Vlad come out. They have DJ Akademiks come out. They have essentially everyone in media try to discredit the Jaguar Wright, even though Jaguar Wright was saying the same thing about Diddy last year, and everyone was calling her crazy. 1 year later, fast forward, he's arrested for the exact same things that she was saying. And no, they give her credit now, but now they're doing the same exact thing with Jay-Z. No, it's impossible. Jay-Z would never. Maybe she's saying this because she knows something that you guys don't. And maybe you should listen, because if she was right once, there's a possibility that she could be right twice,
No, she's right. She's right, for sure. And even like Joe Budden, like when Star and Buck Wild, came out and had her on the phone when she called in, and then he starts disrespecting her and cussing her out, saying the B word over and over again on air for his listeners. I was shocked about that behavior, because he could have got his point across without degrading her and calling her the B word over and over again. Like
Star,
that's just not even there's nothing okay about that. And Akademiks and Joe Budden have both gave him a pass and laughed about this man being verbally abusive to a woman, calling her the B word over and over again. And that was really disappointing for me to see Joe Budden agree that behavior, to talk to a woman like that, is okay. That just lets you know, okay, these men cuss out their women, degrade them with the B word, because nobody's speaking out that a black woman was just, you know, verbally abused on air, calling the B word over and over again. Everybody was just like, yeah, it's what she deserves. She's spreading misinformation. That's crazy.
But that's what they do. That's how they control the narrative. And you as a publicist, I feel that you should definitely have a good inside look at this, because like you said, they hired you to spread a narrative. They hired you to cover things up in the past. You know, this is how they control the narrative. This is how they control who gets in trouble, who doesn't get in trouble, what's okay and what's not okay. You go to people who are the voices of the industry. Akademiks is a voice of the industry. Vlad, however you want to look at him, he still has a large enough platform where people go to him for hip hop content. So essentially, these people are the voices, and they're easy to buy out. You know, you give them money and they say whatever you want them to say. I don't think they're doing this because they want to. Maybe they're afraid of messing up relationships as well. But still, that's just still money. It's all money related. They're mouths that you can buy. And I feel like they're being sicked on Jaguar Wright.
Correct.
Now